everybody. Welcome. It's lovely to see you all. Welcome to Black History Month.
Yeah.
And welcome to the Sorrow Songs. We're so happy to play here. As you may know, the English Folk Dance and Song Society played a key role in the early stages of my research. And I was very, very generously awarded an Alan James Creative Bursary, which allowed me to spend a week here, looking in the archives. So it's fantastic to come back here and play the harvest that their seeds helped to plant. So these phenomenal musicians and singers are the Sorrow Songs Band, and I'm going to introduce them to you during the course of the evening. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you will do, but the Sorrow Songs album is what I call a restoring of Black history back into the folk songs of this country, because we have a historic Black presence in this country that dates back at least 2,000 years, but we don't have an equivalent body of folk song, and I feel like folk music is exactly the kind of music where these hidden histories and forgotten stories should be being told. So this is the first one, Unknown African Boy, died 1830, and this was actually the first one I wrote. It's a story from the Isles of Scilly, and in 1830 a ship was wrecked off St. Martin's, Isles of Scilly. It was a very popular route for the transatlantic slave trade, and a newspaper report of the time listed some of the items that were washed ashore in the wreck, and they were mostly like luxury items for sale. For example, elephant tusks, ivory, boxes of gold dust, silver dollars, and the body of an unknown African boy aged around 8. He's buried in St. Martin's churchyard now, and this song is from the perspective of his mother. God hopes forever in the ship's dank hold. Oh, I'll send my spirit out into the darkness, into stars and the wind and the sea I'll go. My spirit will rise into earth and water, that on the birds and love in night and love. Lily, my dear babe, where'er you be, in the arms of the ocean we cradle for thee. If the sea be your bed and the waves be your pillow, may the sun in the sky keep you from overharm. The earth is your mother now, dear baby. She will hold you safe in her soft brown arms. Lily, my dear babe, where'er you be, in the arms of the ocean we cradle for thee. Oh, earth, cradle my son for me. Lily, lula, lily, lula. Oh, earth, cradle my son for me. Lily, lula, lily, lula. Oh, earth, cradle my son for me. Lily, lula, lily, lula. Oh, earth, cradle my son for me. Thank you so much. So from the Isles of Scilly now, we are going to Wales. So Black History Wales for the next one. Wales has been a real treasure trove of Black history in my research. So this song is about somebody who you may have heard of, John Ystymylin, or Jack B, which is his Welsh name, which translates as Black John or Jack Black. And he was recently honoured with a yellow rose in his name as Britain's earliest known black horticulturalist. And he arrived and it's not certain whether he was purchased by this landowning family or whether he was given to them as a gift. But he was a child when he arrived. He was probably around 6 or 7 and highly, highly traumatised. And he very quickly showed brilliance at horticulture and became head gardener. And he also became fluent in English and Welsh. So I've been asking audiences, I haven't got the goods so far, but if anyone knows, I'm wondering if he is also, in addition to being the UK's earliest known black horticulturalist, I wonder if he might also be the earliest known, not the first, the earliest known black Welsh speaker. So if anyone knows, come and have a chat to me afterwards. And this song is in his honour, Black John. Oh, and just to, sorry, you're about to start, just to situate him in time, I've read as his date of death 1786, but I've also recently read 1791 as his date of death, so that will just situate him in time for you. Dum, dum, da, 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 dum. Black John makes the garden grow, bloom and blossom flourish. In this land a seed did sow, that never now shall perish. Once I was a happy child at play. It's sometimes hard to remember. Then bright sunlight to the darkest depths gave way. That memory makes me shudder. I cannot help but call to mind the torments that befell me. But as a grown man now I find I am proud Welshman Jack thee. Black John makes the garden grow, bloom and blossom flourish. In this land a seed did sow, that never now shall perish. My love is for the earth and all that grows. I work the land for hours. Come rain or mist, or when the wild wind blows, I tend the plants and flowers. Sometimes when I have finished work, the master's gardens call me. I'd rather be with soil and bark, all in sweet nature's company. Black John makes the garden grow, bloom and blossom flourish. In this land a seed did sow, that never now shall perish. I am a man who likes a peaceful life and music on my fiddle. When shadows fall, I dream my own dear wife, sweet smile in the tidy middle. Sometimes the maidens in this town for my dark face dislike me, but Margaret's fairest of them all. She'll wear proud Welshman Jack thee. Black John makes the garden grow, bloom and blossom flourish. In this land a seed did sow, that never now shall perish. Black John makes the garden grow, bloom and blossom flourish. In this land a seed did sow, John makes the garden grow. black boy, and it's based on the story of little George Alexander Grattan, who died at around age 4. There was a fashion in the 18th and 19th centuries of exhibiting black and dark-skinned children who had vitiligo, and they were known as spotted children. Very dehumanising. John Richardson was an English circus and fairground entrepreneur, and he purchased this little boy, who must have been a toddler when he got him, and named him George Alexander Grattan. Now, despite the fact that he owned him and exhibited him, it is said that John Richardson really loved this little boy and was devastated when he died. He pretty much bankrupted himself in order to build the boy a mausoleum, and he died shortly afterwards, and they were buried in the same mausoleum, and it is said that he died of a broken heart. This is their story, the beautiful spotted black boy.
Roll up, roll up,
roll up,
roll up, roll up, roll up,
roll up and see my beautiful spotted black boy. He's a charming creature, dappled and speckled and spotted. Oh, see nature never made one finer. Gentlemen, ladies, friends, roll up. He's just like a sweet Dalmatian pup. And for a small fee you can see his pied face, his beautiful spotted carapace. On St. Vincent's Isle in the West Indies, Mother Nature's known for her wild caprice. But was magic afoot on that fateful night when this child was born, both black and white? On St. Vincent's Isle, 'neath the sun's bright glare, you took out your purse, bought me fair and square, and then put me on show in every town of thy wealth and your renown. Ah, but sir, I wish that you had not bought me with your 1,000 guineas, put me in cages and dragged me about the length and breadth of all the nation. Gentlemen, ladies, children stare, they gawp at my face, they touch my hair, they poke me and prod me and watch me and play. How I wish they would go away. I fear they'd never understand. I fear they'd think me strange or wild. I could not care more for this infant so pure if he were my own dear child. I scarcely understand myself. It steals like a thief across my chest, deprived of my father and mother's own love. I think I may love him best.
this next song is called Mad-Haired Moll O'Bedlam. Not Mad Moll, Moll is sane. So I found the inspiration for this story when I was looking at photographic images of patients in Victorian psychiatric hospitals. And I was interested in that idea of hair that's very curly or that has, you know, a big body and presence. It's known as mad hair, isn't it? People, in common parlance, you'd say, oh, mad curly hair. Or there's an association with, sometimes with genius, but usually with some kind of wildness or maybe even insanity. And certainly in these photographic images of these Victorian women, that was something that seemed to be being played on. So one of these women was a black woman. She was young, she was about 19, I think. And there was very little information about her other than we were told that she died in incarceration. She didn't live very long. And the reason she was incarcerated in the first place was because she had raised her voice at a policeman, which made me wonder, in an era where women could be locked up for life for very small things, I wondered how much more so this might apply to a woman of colour. So I wrote this story, wondering, you know, wanting to give her some sort of a voice and wondering what might possibly have happened. We don't know what happened, but this is my combination of imagination and history. Mad-Haired Moll O'Bedlam. I am all brown of London town, and I'm 20 years and 2 boys. I am as black might be, and I'm London through and through, boys. When I was born one winter's morn, the bells of Bow did sound, boys, but for cheeking of a policeman, I in Bedlam now lie bound, jolly boys. Oh, in Bedlam I do lie bound. And my beauty, until my life was crushed in the fist of a pleader that's new on duty. I tie my hair with greatest care, in rolls and in tucks and in coils, boys, with ivory combs and with glass beads adorned, and perfumed with such fragrant oils, jolly boys, and perfumed with such fragrant oils. I am more with me mad, they say I is mad as a mad child. That day I walked so high and proud in the morn when the streets are empty. Black wench says a voice, it's you I'll have, and I'll warn ye not to tempt me. Me by my middle so small, shoved me into a doorway. Oh, I kicked and I bit and I hollered full sore, but I could not get away.
policeman, he was angered so cruel, for I'd scratched at his face till it bled some. He says I's mad and dangerous too, and he marches me straight to Bedlam. Now I have heard it said and sung that Bedlam boys, they are bonny, but my world is as small as this coldest cell of war, and the straps they have tied all upon me, jolly boys, and the straps they have tied upon me, oh.
So this song is called The Hand of Fanny Johnson. I'm going to ask Hamilton to come and join me in just a sec, but first I'll explain to you the story behind this song. Frances Elizabeth Johnson, who was baptised in the late 18th century in Lancashire. She was a black Caribbean serving woman to a Lancashire family. And when she died, it is not known where her body is buried, but it is said that they apparently were so fond of her that they removed one of the hands from her corpse and mummified it and presented it in some sort of a presentation case or something. And it was on display in the family house. Now, 200 years later, in the late 1990s, a descendant of the family happily decided to do the right thing, and Frances Elizabeth Johnson's hand is now buried in a very small casket in a memorial garden in Lancashire with just her initials F.E.J. and the date of her baptism, which I think is 1780 something, but I've got so many dates to remember, please bear with me. So I was inspired by children's clapping games and the way that folk song and dance and everything is active in the playground, it's alive and well. And so I wanted to incorporate that as percussion for the chorus. And also I kind of wanted to give Fanny her hand back, so I wanted to use hands. So Hamilton and I devised this clapping routine just for the chorus, so we'll show you, and if you fancy joining in, you can do it by yourself, maybe you'll perhaps turn to the person next to you. It's an invitation, you don't have to do it. But this is it. Anyway, this is the clapping routine.
and strong. Ah, but death comes for us all. Ah, death comes for the rich and the lowly, his fingertips rising the soul from the body. And when it's my time, all I ask is you bury me all entire and whole. When you bury my body down in the cold, cold ground, won't you bury me entire and whole? When you bury my body down in the cold, cold ground, won't you bury me entire and whole? Oh, the family kept my hand, framed and embalmed o'er the fire in the parlor, a hand keeping watch with no power to look after, a token to lessen the pain of departure when my life it is o'er. Ah, but when I was a girl, my dear mother said that a funeral is holy, the sanctified earth receiving the body, and in the hereafter, that's when we will all be remade entire and whole. When you bury my body down in the cold, cold ground, won't you bury me entire and whole? When you bury my body down in the cold, cold ground, won't you bury me entire and whole? Oh, bury my body, oh, bury me down, buried in the cold, cold ground, bury me entire and whole. Oh, bury my body, oh, bury me down, buried in the cold, cold ground, bury me entire and whole. You bury my body down in the cold, cold ground, won't you bury me entire and whole? When you bury my body down in the cold, cold ground, won't you bury me entire and whole? When you bury my body down in the cold, cold ground, won't you bury me entire and whole? When you bury my body down in the cold, cold ground, won't you bury me entire and
Excellent clapping. I'm so impressed with you. That was lovely clapping. Not everybody wants to join in. Can I have a show of hands who's heard of Mary CECIL? Brilliant, this is the best show of hands so far. So you all know, Mary CECIL. Well, you've got your phones, you can Google her if you haven't heard of Mary CECIL, but she deserves so much of the credit for the invention of nursing, which up until very recently Florence Nightingale was given all of the credit for this. Mary CECIL was a Jamaican natural healer. The Jamaican word is doctress. So a Jamaican doctress would be a woman who, and it would usually be a woman who had extensive knowledge of natural healing methods, of all the different herbs and things. The chorus of this song is a collection of some of the herbs and methods that Mary CECIL used. She had a real vocation for nursing, and she particularly wanted to help and heal soldiers. And she set up what was known as the British Hotel, and she did this completely using her own money and without any assistance. And the British Hotel was a place where British soldiers in the Crimean War could go and they could get rest, and she would feed them and make sure they were clean and tend to their wounds. So this song, which is called Cinnamon Water, after one of her remedies, is in honour of Mary CECIL.
Cinnamon water, a poultice of ash, a handful of guinea hen weed, all in a calabash. Cinnamon water and soursop pot, herbs both bitter and sweet. From the hands of the mother and daughter, through the mists of the past, revealing the herbs and the cinnamon water. Hold all the mysteries of healing. They hold all the mysteries of healing. I practice my healing on creatures. A tiny girl, apprentice, I'd seek out the poor moss and sorrow, as I learn the old ways of the doctress. I learn the old ways of the doctress. Cinnamon water, a poultice of ash, a handful of guinea hen weed, all in a calabash. Cinnamon water and soursop pot, herbs both bitter and sweet. So many lives lost in the Crimean So seek not for praise, nor for high renown, seek only to give of your gift. Seek only to give of your gift. Cinnamon water, a poultice of ash, a handful of guinea hen weed, all in a calabash. Cinnamon water and sour supply, herbs both bitter and sweet, herbs both bitter and sweet.
On guitar and banjo, Mr. CLARKE CAMILLERI. And you can also hear Clark as part of the old-time duo Good Time Brothers. So this next song is Black History Liverpool. It's called Hide Yourself. And the action in this song takes place in Liverpool, but during a week in the summer of 1919, throughout all the port cities in the UK, there was rioting. There was a lot of rioting, and this was because of the extreme poverty that World War I had left in its wake. And in the port cities, black people and other people of colour were being favoured by employers for jobs. And the reason for this was very simple. They knew that they could get away with paying them a whole lot less, so they employed them instead. And meanwhile, the white people who lived in the port cities, who were also poor and who also needed the work, were very angry and rioted. There were huge amounts of injuries and deaths in Liverpool. Young Charles Wotton, or Wotton, it is spelled both ways, who was a young Bermudan sailor. He was murdered exactly as described in the song. He was chased and pelted with stones and rocks until he was forced to jump into the Mersey and was pelted until he drowned. The second narrative that you will hear at the end of the song actually comes from Dr. Ray Costello, who is a Liverpool black historian who wrote Black Salt, and some of you may have read that. And I heard him being interviewed on the radio, and he described talking to an elder in Liverpool's historic black community, and she was aged 3 at the time of the 1919 riots, and she remembers there were so many missiles coming through the family window that her mother bundled her into the tin bath in the kitchen, and the rest of the family were frantically pulling doors off the cupboards to try and cover the tin bath and protect the little girl. Mostly it is said that during this week of rioting, people of colour hid in their houses. So this song, Hide Yourself, I'm going to sing with my sister, so I'd like to welcome her to the stage now. This is BORSJE.
Hide yourself, daughter dear. Can you find your way round in the dark? They think that we've taken their houses, and they think that we've taken their work. Barbados, my husband dear, can you barricade us inside? There's mobs coming after us, brown-skinned folk, and I hear one poor young lad has died. bricks and bottles and stones, breaking windows and bones. When will all this shouting die down? They chase young Charles Wotton to the Mersey's edge, throwing stones at the lad till he drowned. Oh, this cruel world war has left all of us poor, and there's never a word can console. Now they're ready to kill all us brown-skinned folk for something they think that we stole. Come place the young babe inside this tin bath. Can we put an old door on the top? They think that we've taken their houses, and they think that we've taken their work.
So this next song is called Cruel Mother Country, and it is set in London via the United States of America. So in 1775 and 1776, during the American Revolutionary War, press gangs from the British Armed Forces, they went to the plantations in America, and they encouraged the enslaved African population there to risk their lives by escaping, and they lied to them. They said, if you escape and come and fight on the side of the British, not only will we give you money and land and all of that, but best of all, we'll take you home. You will find the home that you've always been seeking ever since you were abducted. Because the Queen of England is a black woman. She's exactly like you. England actually has a black queen. And the queen they were talking about was Queen Charlotte, wife of King George III, who is rumoured to have had African ancestry, which seems to me not out of the question, but the point is that we don't actually know either way whether that's true. But we do know that at the time, gossip about this, particularly in London, was really at a height. So much so that the press gangs felt fine about telling the enslaved Africans in America that England had a black queen who was just like them. So many of these enslaved Africans who escaped ended up destitute, injured, homeless on the streets of London, and they became known as the Black Poor and were seen as a huge problem, huge social problem. So this song is really from the perspective of one of those men.
England is ruled by an African queen, dark and esteemed on the throne. Or so we were told by the press gang team, who promised us freedom and hope. Finally, we'd return to the mother mother's bosom. I cling to your clay-cold hand, for you've left me no other to cling to, and I curl around your ice-cold heart, for I gave up all others for you. Oh mother, my mother, cruel mother country, how sweet the sirens' sounds o'er the sea, if it weren't for your arms, an orphan I'd be. Oh, mother, my mother, cruel mother country. If England's black queen is our own mother dear, how gladly we'll serve in her name, and fight in her cruel wars in bloodshed and fear, as valiant bearers of pain. For soon shall we be returned to a happy kingdom. I haven't a penny, I haven't a leg, I've neither my freedom nor land. Through London's fair city I wander and beg, as I cling to my cruel mother's hand. All her promises were worth less than a grain of sand. I cling to your clay-cold hand, for you left me no other to cling to, and I curl around your ice-cold heart, for I gave up all others for you. Oh mother, my mother, cruel mother country, how sweet the sirens' sounds o'er the sea, if it weren't for your arms, an orphan I'd be. Oh, mother, my mother, cruel mother country. All your promises were worth less than a grain of sand. Some of these are very hard to sing, and that's one of them. So we're back to Black History Wales for this next one. The flames, they do grow high. Trees, they do grow high. The flames. And this is about identical twins, June and Jennifer Gibbons, who were born in 1963. So this is from the 20th century. Their parents came to the UK as part of the Windrush generation. June and Jennifer were geniuses, really. They were, well, June is still alive. They are known as outsider authors. Their work is highly collectible. If you find a copy, hang on to it, or I will make you an offer. And they were very, very sensitive children and highly creative and imaginative, and they were also bullied at school because they were the only black children in their village school. And so they retreated, and they had an incredibly vivid, rich inner world. And they spent most of their time in their bedroom writing incredible, intense, really complicated stories and acting them out with their dolls. And they were said to only speak to each other by choice, and they were said to have a secret language. And this was studied by lots of language experts, and eventually, after rather a long time, they found that it was English. The girls were speaking English, but sped up. They were talking very, very quickly and accenting the words in
unusual ways so that only they could understand each other. Anyway, you can read about them. This is their story. The flames, they do grow high.
Oh, the flames grow high and the flames grow low. A secret tongue and oh, soul may know. Oh, the flames grow low and the flames grow high. We made vast worlds in the needle's eye. Twin hearts knitted together all in the dark. Nothing can sever, no thing apart. Oh, cleave to me, the flames, they do grow high. Oh, wild universes they made in their bedroom, tapping at keys in the day's gloom. I cleave to you, the flames, they do grow high. Oh, the flames grow high and the flames grow low. A secret tongue, oh, soul may know. Oh, the flames grow low and the flames grow high. We made vast worlds in the needle's eye. Oh, that twin tongue baffled the bullies in wait for them, flummoxed the staff and the psych team. Oh, cleave to me, the flames, they do grow high. Oh, on the top stair, trays on their laps in the TV's glare. This world of dust cannot compare to the life within. The flames, they do grow high. Oh, the flames grow high and the flames grow low. A secret tongue, oh, soul may know. Oh, the flames grow low and the flames grow high. We made vast worlds in a needle's eye. Teen hearts, jealousy creeps as desire sparks, hand in hand mischief and fires start. Oh, cleave to me, the flames, they do grow high. And then sentences passed in the asylum, the twins were cast, till death came between them and held fast. I cleave to you, the flames, they do grow high. If someone had compassion shown, who knows what stories may have grown. They once were two, now two are one, and flames, they do grow high.
So you might have seen this next one on my Instagram. It's my best performing post ever, is a clip of us singing this. It's called Go Home. It's the only song on the album that isn't about a specific person or event or time. And it's really a song that I wanted to write for anyone who has ever been made to feel unwelcome in the place that is home to them. Go home.
Just one more street lamp and home where it's safe. But my stomach knots up with familiar dread as the voices rise up and ring loud in my head. They cry, go home, go home. But this is the only home I've ever known. This is my home, and I've never known another. They cry, go home, go home. But this is the only home I've ever known. This is my home, and I've never known another. They cry, go home, but I've never known another home.
Thank you so much. This is our last song now. So before we launch in, I would really love it if you could please give a round of applause to somebody very special who was not able to make it tonight, and that is our amazing producer of this album, Eliza Carthy. She really deserves a round of applause. Okay, so this next song is called Slave No More, and it's an extraordinary story of two men, Thomas Johns, a Cornish miner, and Evaristo Muchavela, who was his enslaved man who he purchased as a boy. They're buried together in the exact same grave in Wendron Cemetery in Cornwall. Evaristo died in 1868. So this is interesting because Thomas Johns was not one of the wealthy elite, and we tend to think, don't we, about people who owned slaves as being excessively wealthy. But Thomas Johns was a miner who simply saved his money, went to Brazil and purchased a 7-year-old boy who had been trafficked from Mozambique. And he seems to have treated him with kindness. So they lived together in Brazil, and by the time Evaristo was a young man, Thomas became ill, and it was very serious. He wanted to go back home to Cornwall. So apparently he gave Evaristo a choice, and he said, you can either come to Cornwall with me and be my serving man, because by this point it was no longer legal to own an enslaved person on UK soil, or you can stay on in Brazil by yourself and I will give you your freedom. And it is said that Evaristo chose to stay with Thomas Johns. And apparently, before he died, Thomas Johns made arrangements so that Evaristo could train as a cabinet maker and have somewhere to live. And he had his own cabinet making shop on Redruth High Street, and he was part of the community. And there's a photograph of him. I wasn't able to get copyright permission to use it in the booklet for the album, but if you Google Evaristo Muchavela, you will see a portrait of him that was taken by the Redruth photographer J.F. Moody in the 1860s. So in the 1860s, on Redruth High Street, there was a free black guy who was running his own business. So yeah, if anyone tells you there were no black people in England, it'll be 1945, tell them that. This is Slave No More, which I wanted to write in the style of a Wesleyan hymn, because first of all because Wesleyan Methodism was really popular in Cornwall, and the Cornish Wesleyans played a massive role in the abolitionist movement. I'm going to teach you the chorus now because I would absolutely love it if you could join in and harmonise as only a folk audience can. Once again, it's an invitation, don't feel pressured. Okay. So line by line, my turn, your turn, right? Slave no more. With me? Slave no more. Slave no more. Slave no more. The slave is now. It's cranky, isn't it? You don't think it's going to go there. Ready? The slave is now. Last line. A slave no more. A slave no more. Beautiful. You're ready. Here lie the master and the slave, side by side within one grave. Distinction is lost and caste is o'er. The slave is slave no more. Slave no more. Slave no more. The slave is now a slave no more. Stolen was I from
so small I scarce could speak, chained in the hold, so sick and weak, my spirit it did kill. Such sights that I see, no tongue can tell, a child engulfed by the fires of hell. And since I survived, they thought it well to sell me in Brazil. Slave no more, slave no more, the slave is now a slave no more. Fresh from my torment on the sea, a Cornish miner purchased me. He fed and clothed me speedily, he treated me right well. Oh, hard did I toil for many a year, but my kind master I did not fear. A kinship and loyalty sincere within my breast did dwell. Slave no more, slave no more, the slave is now a slave no more. Both strangers on this foreign shore, with tribulations great in store. Alas, it was not long before my master's health did fail. 'Twas then the choice he gave to me, stay as serving man or leave and be free. I chose the first, and so did we, for Cornwall soon set sail. Slave no more, slave no more, the slave is now a slave no more. In Wendron town, in Cornwall fair, we came to live. I served him there. I nursed him with a brother's care. With love did him surround. His death came soon, but even then he left me means to work again. We're buried now, two equal men, together in the ground. Slave no more, slave no more, the slave is now a slave no more.
This is the only cover in our set tonight. This is by the great MacColl, who also deserves a round of applause. And he co-wrote this with Charlie Mayo, who was a young, politically active railway worker. It's called the Colour Bar Strike. It was written in 1958 about an event that changed UK employment law. The King's Cross railway workers went on strike because a black man had been employed and they didn't want to work with him. And when they went to the unions to get union support for the strike, they said, no, this isn't legal. You can't strike on these because you don't want to work with a black guy. That's just not, that's not on. So as a result of the unions taking this stand, UK employment law was changed, because prior to that it wasn't unlawful to strike because you didn't want to work with somebody on racial grounds. So we felt like this was an important song to cover, and we haven't changed the original language in the song because that was what was current in 1958. So the Colour Bar Strike.
My union badge shows to join hands with a lighted flame in common fight. But something's brewing in the sheds, for both these working hands are white. But working hands are white and black, and the work they do is all the same. But ignorance and fear come in to break the grip and dim the flame. Shunters broke the grip one day, King's Cross goods yard went on strike. Not in a fight for better pay, but a coloured man they did not like. They did not like the coloured man, they would not work with him, they said. In truth they touched their overtime, and to a coloured bar it led. Strike and soon went back to Higgins that the end you are. And when they asked for his support, he said you have no colour bar. Jim Higgins said, get back to work. This is a strike, will not support. This is the kind of ignorance the unions have always fought. Though the unions won the fight, pressure's there and rising higher. Smoke rises in the engine sheds, and where there's smoke, there's always fire. Men, don't let smoke get in your eyes. Kindle that flame